welcome to another episode of the Talking Phoenix. All right, let's go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. It's the baddest rapper coming through. Hope you enjoying the podcast. I did it for you. Say no, it won't kill you. Choo choo. Yo, you're welcome aboard the Phoenix Express. Welcome to another episode, guys. It's amazing to have you guys here. It's okay. I'm too hyped up. Tranquilo. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. So, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about saying no sometimes. You know, like just saying no. Hell no. And to the O. Nada. Not today. Not today, son. Yo, can you? Nope. And right off the bat, let me start by saying this is a perfect example of a hypocrite preaching to you, because boy, this table I'm shaking right now, I'm standing in the epicenter of it, like a gallant for the middle. I stand cross-legged, you understand? But it's like something I'm learning to do, and yeah, I thought, why not just learn together, basically. You get? So yeah, we're going to talk about saying no and not trying to be the yes man all the time. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so I'm going to start with a statement somebody told me sometime in the past. I've tweeted about this some time ago. And it was during my NYSC, yeah? And I had this colleague, fellow copper like me at the time. We were teaching in the same school. I can't remember what it was we were doing or we were saying at the time. And then she tells me, "Oh, Austin, you're too nice." And then I have this smile on my face. I'm like, yes! A compliment, right? You're too nice. And then she accompanies it with, just before I even swallow the smile, before it goes down, she's like, "You're too nice. It won't take you anywhere in this Nigeria." And I'm like, no. No. Wait, I wasn't ready. What? Austin, you're too nice. It won't take you anywhere in this Nigeria. And I shook it off as fast as I heard it. I just laughed it off and stuff. But now, I think I get what she meant. I think I get what she meant now. Sometimes we feel like we have to... Well, I'm not preaching against being nice. First of all, it's good to be nice. Like, be nice to people, be kind to people. It's a good thing, yeah? So, somebody once tweeted, "Be kind to people. You don't know what people are going through." Yeah, I don't know if I said that right, or if I'm paraphrasing, but then that's the message. Be nice, be kind to people. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know what they are going through at the moment. Well, that's beside the point. It's good to be nice and kind, you get. But then, don't be nice to a fault. Brings me to like the yes man, being the yes man, always being or saying yes or feeling the need to say yes, like always trying to solve everybody's problem or always trying to please everybody. Because the truth is, you can't please everybody. You can only do you. And then people who appreciate you, and people who won't. So at some point when I wanted to make this podcast, I was actually very skeptical or scared of what I was going to put out. So in my first episode, or was it the trailer? Yeah, in my first few episodes, I was always sending to a friend, yeah? And I'd say, "Yo, Bimbo, help me check this. Is this cool? Like, I need feedback and stuff." And then he goes, "Bro, just look, put it out. If who will like it, will like it. Who hates it, will hate it. And that's just it. And that's how life is, basically. Like, you go about doing stuff, yeah, and who will appreciate it, and who won't. It doesn't matter how good that stuff is. There are some people who it won't really make sense to. You get? Take, for example, there's a tree, yeah, and it's like in the way, and it's obstructing cars from passing and stuff like that. And then you cut it down. People will be happy, yes, that tree that's blocking the road is finally going down and we can pass, yeah. But then there are some people who benefit from the shade that the tree provides, or some people who sell stuff under the tree, or even the birds. Think of the birds that perch on the tree, or things like that. So you can't please everybody, is the saying. So you need to take a breather and then do what is best for you. So don't be a yes man all the time. Alright, so I'm going to start this off with a story of when I was still doing my Uber thing, right? So in the Confessions of an Uber Driver, I talked about like my worst rides. I talked about one guy who booked me for a whole day and managed not to pay me at some point. Yeah, I didn't want to get into specifics because I said, like, thinking of it's already making me angry and stuff. But this happened because I was trying to please him, or I was just the yes man. And there are times where you draw the line. And well, this has me to blame because this is business. Like, this is not even in an informal setting or like amongst friends or something. This was actually business, and I let that get like in the way of things. Yeah, so I got this request from Grandpa. Yeah, I was going to pick this guy and take him. He was going home to life camp. Yeah, and then we went. So, well, he was like, "Yo, dude," he was like, "Dude, can I smoke in your car?" And I'm like, well, it was just about 5 or 6. I don't know, I can't remember, but I just got off from work. And I was like, nah, man, I'm sorry, you're not my last ride. So I'm still going to pick some people after you. And then not everybody's comfortable with the smell of smoke and everything. And he was like, oh, okay, cool. But then he was really uncomfortable because like he really needed to smoke. So he was itching and stuff. So he asked when I got off work, when I usually get off work. And I was like, 10-ish. And he says, okay, do I do hourly? I'm like, yeah, sure. He was like, okay, how much do I charge an hour? I told him. He was like, okay, cool. He was going to book me like till 10. And I'm like, all right, sure, cool. And then he was like, okay, so can he smoke now? And I'm like, yeah, sure. You're my last ride. Like, you basically booked me for the night. It's not like I'm picking anybody. He was like, okay, cool. So rolled the windows down and opened the sunroof, and he was blazing. Yeah, it was good. It was actually good for me because getting booked like that is actually really nicer because most times you're not moving from place to place. You're just waiting for one person, which saves you for and in turn makes you money or whatever. So it was a good thing. So we got to live camp. On the way, like, I'm just going to give you guys the full story so you understand why it's so painful for me. So on the way, he talks to this lady, and she's his cousin or something. So they were supposed to meet up, yeah, and they were on the road to his house as well. And then he calls them, where are you? They said they're like in an Uber close to somewhere along the way. And he was like, wait there, I'm in an Uber too, I'm coming, I'll pick you guys. And then we get to where they are, they leave their car and come into ours, yeah? And we all go to his place together, and he goes in and changes and comes out, yeah? So we are going out to Junkyard now, yeah? And on the way, he talks to somebody, like he shouts like some money he was expecting or something, I don't know, came in. So he called somebody and told the person he needed funds and they were like, it's ready. It's like, okay. And then he needed an account that has an ATM, yeah? So he uses his cousins, like the girl. There were two girls, his cousin and a friend. So he uses his cousin's account. And they send 150K to the cousin's account, like in front of me, right? This was money they were going to flex that night. All right, cool. So they get to Junkyard and he's out talking to his friends. He leaves them in the car. They start getting pissed. They try to call him like they're hungry. And he's like, oh, take them. I should take them to go somewhere and eat and bring them back. And they eventually didn't want to go get something. So he came back in after much, and we went to Katampe Extension. Yes, that's where the cousin stays. It was her place and the friend's place. So we go back to Katampe Extension and he's with the cousin and they go up, yeah? But they are like supposed to go get some supplies. All of this, like, time is really going, and this was already going to 10, yeah? So the cousin comes down and I'm like, I should go get them some stuff from Bakangizo supermarket in Gwarinpa. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'll go get. So they give me an ATM, yeah? And I'm supposed to give one other guy money, somebody. So I get, and I told this guy, look, I'm low on fuel, so like I'm going to. He was like, yeah, don't worry, like I can just buy some fuel on my way, like with the ATM and stuff. So I get to Gwarinpa First Avenue. Lucky for me, I went to the fuel station first, and I got like 3K worth of fuel, yeah, because I was really depleted. We had moved around a lot, and then after getting the fuel, that person I was supposed to give money was calling, and they called and were like, in short, just come back. They need to get some things as well. So I drove back to Katampe Extension, picked the cousin up, and we came down to Gwarinpa again, back in Gizo's supermarket, and she got a couple of things. And then we met with the guy somewhere around inside Gwarinpa and gave him the money. And then we came out again somewhere in Gwarinpa, met with the dealer where she went to buy some smoke for them in the house, like really expensive smoke. And then I waited like for the dealer and all of that. It was a really hectic night, yeah. And then I drove her back to the place, and then she goes up to like return everything and talk to the dude, yeah, because I'm like, yo, it's almost 10. And they were like, oh, they forgot to get foil. I should go back to Bakangizo and get foil. I went back to Bakangizo, got foil, came back, called the lady. She came down, took the foil, and she's like, all right, let her go up and talk to her brother to get me my money, right? And that was it. All right, so hold on, hold that thought. I'll be right back. Let me just walk my dog a little. All right. Wait, stay. Oh, all right. I lied. I don't have a dog, and I can't be walking the dog at this hour. That is just weird. So, all right. So back to what we were saying. She went up and never came down. Called this dude. He did not answer. Called the girl. Yeah. She was like, she answered after like 4 rings and stuff. I was like, he's already sleeping. Sorry, he'll do the transfer tomorrow. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? It was already past. Like, the annoying thing was, I knew it was like this high rise, yeah. So I knew the floor. I think it was on the 1st floor, but I didn't know what room it was on the 4th floor. So this was really pissing me. Like, after all of this, yeah, I still, like, the whole of my day was gone because that was my first ride. I just got off work, yeah. I think that was around 5 when I picked this guy up. So that was like the only thing I did that day. And I didn't get paid for it. And I was like, you do the transfer in the morning and everything. So, the morning, I was going to work and I called this guy. Yo, what's up? Early in the morning. He's like, yo, dude, it's too early. How would you be calling me? Don't you know I'm good for it? And this guy blew me. See, till today, that guy, oh Lord, thunder. And in this car, yeah, this guy is one of those people who brag a lot because he was, I think, trying to impress the the cousin's friend who she like brought for him and stuff. So he was doing a lot of big talk, money talk, and then spent a lot of money like in front of me. And you couldn't just pay me my fare. That wasn't even up to 10K. Like the only good thing I got out of it was that fuel I bought, yeah, which was like I recovered basically the fuel I burnt throughout and with a little extra. But then I lost the whole of that day. Like I could have picked other people and done stuff, but all of this happened because I was trying to please. You get, there's always a place where you draw the line between being a people pleaser or a yes man and actually saying, no, look, I'm not supposed to do this. This is not part of... No, I'm not comfortable doing... Just no. Like, you don't even have to give an explanation sometimes. You get... Look, it's really hard. For some people, it's a normal thing. Like, they can't even just come and kill themselves. Like, as you're just beginning to even say something that sounds like stress, something that sounds like it's even stress, and like, no, I beg, no. But for others, it's like you begin to like for me, sometimes it's so hard to say no. Like the word no, I keep trying to be like, man, I can't. No. Like I begin to drag it because I'm considering the person's feelings, which is not really a good, like the way I'll say it now, it sounds like a bad thing, which is not really a bad thing, yeah. But then yours, like consider yours too, because you can't always be displeasing yourself to please others, and sometimes you do it for people who don't actually deserve it. That's the painful part. If everybody you do it for deserves it, and like they say thank you, it makes it worth it. You get? So don't, like, I'm learning this as well because it's really not easy. What I usually do is in my mind, I think I'm not the only one. Say I'm being presented with something like that I know I don't want to do, yeah, but don't have the balls to say no. Already I'm beginning to like gauge it and see like the worst case scenario. Okay, this thing you want me to do, man, my day is already packed. Okay, at all it just cost me 2 extra hours, yeah. And then I begin to make my peace with it. Like begin to set my mind to have 2 extra hours. And then I just accept it. Make my peace with it, and then I'll be like, alright, it's fine. Then I just automatically rearrange whatever it is I had planned in my head to accommodate those extra 2 hours that was not originally in the plan. So I discomfort myself basically just because I don't want to say no, or I want to please. Not necessarily want to please, because I just don't have it in me to say no sometimes. But then that puts you in a lot of situations that are just unpleasant, because sometimes those things are a lot more than what you thought they would be and end up taking the whole of your day, and then you don't even end up achieving what you have for yourself, and then you just like it cuts across so many things in people's lives, yeah. It can be like in your job, it can be like in your relationship, it can be like with your friends, it can be like things. Basically, there are some times that you just don't want to do stuff. Just I can't say just say no, because if it's as easy as just saying no, you'd say it. Again, like I said, hypocrite talking to you because I really did struggle with this a lot in my life, yeah, because at some point I started getting a lot of my guy. I do graphics design, so I started getting a lot of please help me run this, my guy. Help me run this, my guy. Like friends, yeah, who would come with, and I would be like, yeah, I want to be that friend. You get, he has a business or he's trying to do something, yeah, and I want to show my support, yeah, and I'm doing this for them. And then it becomes a lot to the point that when I actually get a paid job or a paying job, I have so many of this hanging over my head, and they keep calling. And once they keep calling like this, I'm restless, yeah. And then I'm trying to finish this up, and then it begins to affect like the time I have to actually do the job that was actually going to pay me, or affect time I have to rest or time for myself. And then it becomes a problem because I couldn't turn them down, and I don't have peace doing them, do you get? So I eventually start stalling. Most times I lied a lot. I'll be like, I know something happened to my system or this, like, just to get out of it, until I realized that no, this is like, I had so many people talk to me about it. They were like, yo, this is like, you're not just going to grow if you keep doing this. One said, you can't be spending time doing the same thing all over again and not getting paid for it. This is time you should have used to develop yourself, to learn something new. If you're going to be doing the same thing you know how to do, you should at least be getting paid for it. And then if it's not the same thing, you should be using that time to develop something new, so it's not wasted, you get. And it made a whole lot of sense. And then I actually started to turn them down, which was like, is my biggest flex kind of in this moment, which is nice. So for real, if you I wouldn't advise you to lie to get out of it. I would advise you to summon the courage to say, I'm sorry, I would really love to, but I can't do this for you at the moment, or I can't do this for you. And run away from there before you have to start explaining why. Because most times you want to start saying, because of this and this and this. And then they begin to profess solutions to those excuses you're making up in the moment. And you just be like, no, just don't worry, I'll do it. And then you rope yourself into, look, I know I'm not the only one in this prison. So you guys, come on, let's come out of this together. One of my feet is out already. It's just for the other one to follow suit. So I need you guys to come with me. So I'm not so much of a hypocrite. And finally, when you have that out of the way, yeah, you can begin to have room to try new things. Like when you don't have so much of those things weighing you down, it doesn't necessarily have to be like in work. Yeah, sometimes it's with a friend who is always wanting you guys to do something that you really don't want to do, but just say no. Like, yeah, things might be off, but then it's eventually register that, yeah, I don't like this thing, or I don't want to do this, and then to become the new normal, you get, eventually. So just, and when you start breaking off from these things, you see that you have time or room to actually try new things. Really, you'd actually have time to try new things, and then you actually see yourself beginning to grow. Oh no, you need to try it. You need to try. For anybody who's having difficulty in saying no, when you start saying your first no's, yeah, you begin to feel more in control of your life. If that makes sense, you begin to feel more in control of your life. And then it's a sweet feeling. It's not like turning people down. Like, I'm not preaching against turning people down. I'm just saying, do what is best for you. By all means, if you can help people and do stuff, by all means do. Like, I'd always want to help somebody when I know I can. Like, especially if it's nothing for me. Yeah, you get. But then, if it's going to affect like something I already have, or something that's really precious to me, and there's no way I can squeeze it in, I'll try to tell you no, as long as it's going to take me I would eventually say. But then it's easier to just rip the band-aid off and just say, Nah, man, I'm sorry. I can't stand to drag them and post them. Some people now keep posting people and posting them and posting them. It's now eventually become another problem because it's not like you're a bad person. So yeah, that's basically what I came to talk about today. Say no. They kill. It only make you feel some type of way on the inside, but then you get over it. And then you be like, oh yeah, so I can actually do this. And then you do it again and again. And then you take charge of your life. And then you don't do what you don't want to do, basically. So, did you like this podcast? Please don't say no. No, don't say no to this kind of things. Please, I'm begging. All right, so that's all I have to rant about today. I just hope this message meets you well. And if you are in that category, please find your way out, I beg. Everybody's leaving. It's just you that is inside there now. I don't know what you're doing. Come out. We're waiting for you. All right, thanks for sticking around to the end. Say no. You, that brother is toasting. You're doing, and let me just say yes, because he has been nice to me. Say no. You that your boss is trying to give you another extra work and they are trying to do, and just can you and you're trying to do, let me find favor. Say no. Auntie Taylor, they've told you this is what they want, this is the dress, and then they are trying to come around and bring another thing that is going to stress you, and you don't want to add, adding money to it. Say no. You're creative. Your friend is trying to use you for your art to promote their own business or something and not pay for it. Say no. Just say no and keep saying no. Okay, I'm sounding like a no preacher now. All right, I'm going to shut up. All right, so don't be a stranger. Join the conversation on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's at The Talking Phoenix. You can always send us your feedback or review or messages, or just check on us and see what's going on, just to be in the Phoenix Express. Choo-choo. And then if you want to check out the host, well, I'm the host. Yeah, my Twitter is at 00Phoenix. Instagram is at 00_Phoenix. Catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.